5 meets into the 2020 women's college gymnastics season and already the 4th conference meet. The champs are here in Ypsilanti. The reigning 2019 MAC Queens, the Northern Illinois Huskies, and the Eastern Michigan Eagles up next. From the Convocation Center here in Ypsilanti, Michigan, it is Mid-American Conference Gymnastics. The Eastern Michigan Eagles welcoming in the defending champions, the 2019 Queens of the MAC. It's the Northern Illinois Huskies taking on EMU in a mid-season Mid-American Conference meet. 5 meets for these teams, 4 of them already now, including tonight, are conference matchups. Eastern Michigan 1-2 with its victory against Bowling Green in the season opener this year. Western Michigan right now sitting pretty, a perfect 3-0 for Penny Jernigan's squad. We welcome you down here on the floor at the Convocation Center. She's my partner, Ashley Bueller. Joel Gadet, glad to have you along with us. Ashley, both of these teams are coming off season best 195s the last time out. Let's start with Eastern Michigan. What's Katie Minnesota looking for to build off of a phenomenal performance?
Well, Coach Minnesota said that she feels like she has a really strong beam team. And last weekend, they actually posted their highest score on the event since 2017. It was a 49-225. So if they can do that again here tonight, I think they'll be good to go. And it'll make up for any slight mishap they had on the bars like they did last week.
Yeah, Eastern Michigan had season bests on 3 of the 4 apparatuses, did have to count a fall on bars. But while we're talking bars, let's talk Northern Illinois, because Morgan Hooper has won the event for NIU each of the 4 times they've competed this season.
Yeah, Morgan is capable of bringing in big scores for the Huskies, potentially as an all-arounder. She was limited to just bars and beam last week, but she did her job and came home with the win on both events, scoring 9-8 and 9-8-2-5 respectively. She's a solid contributor for NIU.
She will compete, air quotes, all around today. She will vault as an exhibition spot, but will participate in all 4 events. On the flip side, it is senior night, believe it or not, for the Eastern Michigan Eagles. Still this early in the year, there's only one senior in lineup, Emily Dobronics. Why is she fantastic?
She's just been such a star for the Eagles. She helped the team qualify to regionals her freshman year, and then she also qualified as an individual her sophomore and junior seasons. She's also the 2019 MAC Floyd champion, so she's done a lot of great things and will be looking to finish out strong in her final season.
It's Dobronics and Hooper, Eastern Michigan and Northern Illinois, 2 of the top teams in the Mid-American Conference over the last 3 seasons. Huskies, Eagles. From the Convocation Center here in Ypsilanti, Michigan, it is Eastern Michigan and Northern Illinois. The Huskies, the reigning Mid-American Conference champions, come in 2-2 on the season, fresh off a victory against Central Michigan, a 195-075, a season high the last time out. Last time these teams met, a year ago, it was actually in a triangular. Western Michigan was there, so there were 3 teams. Northern Illinois was victorious. Western put up a 1-9-2. Eastern came in second. You see Jada Rondu competed all around. Did really well. Bars and vaults. Mia Lord, the Mid-American Conference beam champion last year. We will see her again coming up here today. Northern will start on bars. Sam Moriali, who's been the head coach at Northern Illinois for 9 seasons. He was a men's gymnast before they dropped the program in DeKalb. Before that, spent 9 years as an assistant as well. That guy has DeKalb in his blood. And finally getting the program over the hump. Runners-up 2 years ago and champions in 2020. Katie Minnesota steering the ship here in Ypsilanti. This is a team that won back-to-back Mid-American Conference championships. And Katie trying to get them back to that level. There have been 3 different teams that have won the MAC over the last 4 years. Eastern is the only team to have, or last 5 years, Eastern is the only team to have repeated in that span. Lineups for Northern Illinois on bars to begin things. Brooklyn Sears, a freshman in the leadoff spot. And Sears has competed all around a couple of times this season. She will not today, but has that capability off the top. You see Morgan Hooper, who we touched on, will technically compete all around-ish today. She will vault in exhibition. She'll compete all 4 events. Only 3 of her scores will count for the Huskies. On the vault for Eastern Michigan, they'll begin things with Carly Kasanovic. That is her specialty in the lineup for the Eagles. You see Dobronics And Rondu, all-arounders. Kara Roberts has been an all-arounder already in her freshman season this season for Eastern Michigan. She will not compete today on the balance beam, but a ton of depth for both of these teams. It's really their hallmarks on both sides.
Yeah, there's a lot of potential here with both of these teams, and they just got to get the consistency down, and I think they'll be good to go.
So here's Kasanovic to lead things off. 9.65 is her season high.
She does a front handspring, front pike, and a pretty good vault. That's one of the better ones I've seen her do this season. That vault only starts out of a 9.9, so a little bit lower start value, but nice hit to start the rotation for EMU.
Eastern is coming off a season high on vault, a 4.88. Statistically speaking, it is their 4th of 4 events. They are 45th nationally on vault. That's also the ranking for Northern Illinois on bars, where Brooklyn Sears leads off. Freshman out of Centerville in Ohio.
Opened there with a nice piked Jaeger. Down in an overshoot.
She is the reigning state champ on bars at the club level.
This is a big position for a freshman to be in that leadoff spot to get the momentum going for the team. But wow, that was a good routine.
And a really nice landing. Gets you off on the right foot here on the road. Jada Rondu will be next up on vault for Eastern Michigan. We'll get into it more as the evening progresses, but as we start inching closer toward RQS scores being tabulated, and that's how you make an NCAA regional, road scores count, sometimes heavier than home scores.
Yep, you need to have 3 away scores counted in your RQS, so it's very, very important. That was a nice ball from Jada, Yurchenko full. Looks like she was really going for that stick, had to take the step back, but another solid ball.
Jada, an all-arounder, 39.175 is her high there, and anytime you're going to eclipse a 3.9, you're going to count that as a good night. 9.725 is her high on vault this year.
And they give out T-shirts for sticks, so
they're counting that as a stick.
They must have counted that as a stick, I guess.
Listen, any opportunity you get to throw something into the crowd.
Right. Free T-shirts, why not?
Taking it. 2 vaults in the books for Eastern Michigan. Next up on bars will be Lauren Gomes for NIU. She's a senior out of Dix Hills in New York. Missed last year due to injury. Really hadn't seen a ton of lineup time in her career. She'd exhibitioned once as a freshman, actually in this building. But given an opportunity to contribute big time here as a senior and has earned it in practice. We spoke to Sam Moriali on Tuesday, and he told us as of Tuesday, she had hit her last 12 routines in the gym.
Opens there with another one of those piked Jaegers. Very difficult release move. She does it very well. You'll notice that her legs are coming apart a little bit she did it there on her transition and also when she first mounted the bar. That's something that the judges are going to take a 10 for. But finishes with a double layout, came up a little bit short on the landing, had to take a step forward. But another hit routine, and that's what they're looking for.
When we talk about hitting your routines, yeah, the landing didn't go exactly the way Gomes was looking for there. But when you say hit, that's just staying on the apparatus. Did you finish as cleanly at the basic level as you can?
Right, you always want to avoid a fall if possible, and she definitely did that. There was Hannah Harton on the vault for EMU. She's a freshman. She did a Yurchenko full. Pretty good vault. I've seen her do a little bit better. She was kind of off to one side and took a step back.
You see we start to import your scores in the bottom right corner of your screen. 9.75 for Sears, 9.65 for Kasanovic. So that equals her season high, the sophomore on vault, and the leadoff spot for Eastern Michigan. We wait Rondu and Hartung's scores as we head back to the bars for NIU, where Nina Martucci competes in the 3rd spot for Sam Moriali. Her sister, also a Northern Illinois Husky, Anna Martucci, one of the best on the floor in particular in the MAC over the last 4 seasons. Nina is the ultimate of team player, though, because she's competed 3 times this year. Twice exhibition, and only on bars. As one of your veterans, one of your seniors, Sam Morreale told us, hey, she took it the right way, worked in practice, and has earned her spot back.
Yeah, it's all about what you do in the gym, and if you put in that hard work, you can find yourself in the lineup easily. So it's good to see her here in this position. You know, they have a lot of depth on bars this year, a lot of girls fighting for those lineup spots. So here on bars, some key themes that the judges are going to be looking for is hit handstands, a lot of amplitude on the release move. She did a good job there. She did a Tkachev, bent her legs a little bit as she caught the bar. But she's keeping her momentum going here. Got just the dismount left. And a tucked full end. She gets the stuck landing. A little bit of a deep squat, so the judges could deduct for that, maybe about a half 10 to a 10. But she didn't move her feet, so it was a stuck landing.
And a landing and a dismount on the more difficult side of what you'll see in collegiate gymnastics.
Yeah, NIU has a lot of E-value dismounts, which is very impressive.
Callie Harden, full step.
Same vault we saw from Kasanovic. It was a front handspring, front pike. Starts from a 9-9, but that was very well done. Just a small hop forward. A vault like that is difficult because you're going forward and you have so much momentum. It can be hard to control it, but she had no problems there.
Callie Harden, the junior, follows Hannah Hartung with a 9.7. Kasanovic, we told you, 9.65. Rondu, a 9.775. So consistent, not yet outstanding on vault for Eastern Michigan tonight.
But they're hitting, and that was a really nice vault from Harden. Lots of power. I like that her chest was in line with the table. By the time she opened up, she could really open her body up and see that landing.
Allison Richardson is in the 4 spot for NIU on bars. Senior out of Marysville in Ohio. Eliminated vault from her routine. Formerly an all-arounder for Northern Illinois, but Sam Morreale told us, listen, I'm not going to sacrifice a 10th here or there just to say you're an all-arounder. Best 6 are my best 6 up, and she's able to really concentrate on her other 3 events now.
Opens with a blind half into a straddle Jaeger. Very nicely done. Transitions down to the low bar. That's called a pack salto. You see her legs came apart a little bit. The judges might not see it from the angle that they're sitting on, but we'll see when the score comes up. Just the dismount, giant full into a double back. Came in a little bit short, had her chest down, took a pretty big hop forward, so the judges will get her for that. But she has really nice lines on the bars. Good handstand positions.
Here's Dobronics on senior night for Eastern Michigan.
And close to a stick. We'll see what the judges do with that. I would give that a stick.
That's a great save, too.
Yeah, she looked like she was a little bit off, but you know, she's a veteran and she does it like veterans do. She fought hard and stayed on her feet, and I would give that a stick.
Took a little bit of an interesting angle to the horse, and just watch the way that she whips around once she gets in the air.
So you can actually see there in the slow-mo, she did take a small hop back, so that'll be about a 10th.
They gave her the t-shirt to throw, though.
Why not? It's her senior night.
So Dobronics on her first of 4 events. You mentioned it off the top. Regionals with the team as a freshman. Individually the last 2 years. Would love to bookend it with another team regional appearance as a senior.
She has a lot of experience, and I know she really is wanting to get back there with the team this season.
This is Natalie Hemp.
It's been a strong routine so far. Really nice line, good toe point on top of the handstand there. And she does a very nice, wow, that was great. That was a giant full into a double layout. That's pretty unique to see that connected. When you do that giant full on top of the bar, it kind of slows down your momentum. And she just did a double layout out of that. You don't see that very often, so that was really impressive.
Yeah, one of a couple of freshmen in the bars lineup for Northern Illinois. Kara Roberts, little hop step.
Yeah, just a small adjustment there on the landing. But a good vault. That's about what she's been doing all season, so a strong way to finish the rotation for EMU for sure.
That followed a 9.75 for Dobronics. So something in the mid 4.8s once we do the math on the dropped score for Eastern Michigan. as the vault comes to its conclusion. Morgan Hooper is up on uneven bars to finish things off for the Northern Illinois Huskies. And this is the price of admission if you are a gymnastics fan. Sam Moriali told us one of the best bar kids we have ever had. Northern Illinois has had 4 meets this season. Morgan Hooper has been the bar champion in all 4 of them.
She's not letting anyone else get in there and get that win. It's hers. We'll see if she can defend that tonight.
And still a youngin', just a sophomore from Lincoln, Nebraska. But you'll just see the natural swing, the lines that she has when she gets up here.
That was a great handstand position to start the routine. That's, again, one of the key things the judges are looking for. She does a ginger connected directly into an overshoot down to the low bar. She gets bonus for connecting those 2 elements. Yeah, she does a really nice job of hitting the handstands. Got just the dismount left. And a full twisting double back. A little short on the landing. That's kind of the theme here, I think, for NIU on bars. They're a little bit short on the landings, having to take steps or hops forward, but they are hitting, so.
Yeah, chest down there. Gets that chest up a little bit, feet underneath her. That turns into a stick.
Oh, yeah, and that could be a huge score if she, sticks that landing.
Should still be a pretty good score.
Oh, yeah, it will
and
be.
Most certainly a counted score. Hamp in front of her put up a 9.85, so Northern finishing really strong. As we get a look at Eastern's vault scores, Roberts with a 9.775 brings the team score up to a 4.875. So just behind their season high, actually, they put up last time out of 4.88 in the win at Lindenwood, 0.05 of a point off.
Yeah, that's a solid set of scores for EMU on ball. I know Minnesota said that they're weaker on that event, but I don't think they've shown it this season. They're looking pretty good on ball. Of course, there's always room for improvement, but they're doing good, I would say.
This is an exhibition routine for Gabby Welch, so it will not count toward the team score. Well, it won't count toward any score. But for her, we talked about depth, help her crack her way back into the top 6 and a countable score.
Yeah, the exhibition spot is just a good way for the girls to get experience, not really have to worry about the pressure of having a score count for the team, but just go out there and build some confidence for themselves. And that way, if she's needed later in the season in the lineup, she'll have some experience under her belt.
And we will see her again counted later on tonight, both on vaults and on floor exercise.
Looks like the score from Morgan Hooper came in at 9.775.
And 9.775 for Hooper. So Hemp outdoes her in the penultimate spot. And then NIU can drop the 9.625 of Lauren Gomes. And the Huskies come through with a 4.8825. So Northern Illinois with a phenomenal job and a season best on the uneven bars by more than a full 10th. So NIU, the reigning Mid-American Conference champions, looking for a big road score as we barrel toward the debut of the RQS when road scores really start to matter. It's a phenomenal first rotation for both of these teams. Flip ends. We're back next.
What a cool experience for her, too. I know she means a lot to the team, and very sweet to see the relationship that they have.
And sometimes you'll see gymnasts go over after their routines, and they give elbows to Ella. It's basically her high five or her handshake. And Katie Minnesota in the middle there, Eastern's head coach, told us, hey, if you go over to Ella and she doesn't give you elbows, she gives you a hug, that's when you know you're in. Because that's when she is comfortable around you, trusts you, really wants to celebrate with you. But if you see elbows given, that's a high five from the Eastern gymnast to one Ella Dover. Emily Dobronics, one of the other seniors for this Eastern club. Regional athlete, each of her 3 seasons here, once as a team, twice as an individual. The other 2 seniors are Megan Benzie and Zaria Lewis, neither in lineup today. However, they will both be able to compete in exhibitions. Both dealing with some injuries, so not complete routines, but we will see them on the floor at the end of the night.
Got to send them out the right way on their senior night.
Bronick with a 9.7625 as her season vault average, 9.75 today. Final seconds ticking down for warm-ups. It will be Eastern Michigan over on bars, Northern Illinois on vault. And this is a big segment for EMU, because if they want to catch Northern Illinois, a little bit more than a tenth behind after the first rotation, got to be great on an event where Eastern fell twice last week.
Yeah, they definitely can't do what they did last weekend, and they're going to need to stay on their feet on the landings and stay on the bars throughout. So
now, we say that. Eastern is still the #1 ranked bar unit in the Mid-American Conference.
Oh, yeah, they're good on this event for sure, and I know Coach Minnesota is really proud of where they're at on this event. They have a lot of depth, a lot of girls that can go in and hit a great routine.
Season high 4.8885. That's the number we're looking for a best tonight out of the Eagles. Who, by the way, big fan of the senior night leotards.
Oh, I know, I love it. That's a new leotard this season. Absolutely love it.
Eastern's lineup here on the uneven bars. Lone time we'll see Harris Hartung is back in lineup after we saw her on vault. Same for Roberts, Rondu, Courtney Beasold is a specialist, and Callie Harden we'll see as well. Leading off on vault for Northern Illinois, Mia Lord.
That was a beautiful vault. She took a small hop back, but wow, she got great height off the table on that. Good height and good distance. Those are two key things the judges are looking for on this event.
Yeah, crushing a spot that she's new to this year. Was a beam specialist previously in her career. And the Lord, Schroeder, Bartimeo, Kaufmel in the 4th spot, has been an all-arounder before. It's a good start to the day for Mia Lord, the Indianapolis native.
Yeah, she looks really happy with that one.
Leading off on bars is Aurelia Harris.
And she's been good on this event all season. Opened there with a Jaeger, connected down to the low bar. It was an overshoot. Does a good job there on that giant full, hitting the handstand. Oh, and over-rotated the dismount, couldn't stay on her feet. Not the start to this rotation that Eastern wanted, for sure.
Now puts the pressure on the 5 behind you. It's 6 up, 5 count. So Eastern will hope to count the next 5 scores. That is the way it stays throughout the course of the season in women's gymnastics. Here's Zoe Schroeder. On the men's side, they go to 5 up, 5 count by the end of the year. Really good vaults, back-to-back from Lord and Schroeder.
Yeah, that was Yurchenko full, small hop back on the landing. But that's exactly what NIU needed to keep themselves out in front.
And that's a young lady that's vaulting for the first time as a collegiate junior since she was in club.
Very impressive.
Not tonight, in this season.
Yeah.
But it's a credit to work in the gym. You know, we've talked about the depth on both sides. You've got to earn it. You see the excitement from Sam Moriali.
Yeah, it's not always easy to get into the lineups, but if you work hard and the coaches see that you're working hard, you can make it happen.
So now Hannah Hartung is up on bars. The daughter of Jim Hartung, assistant coach at Nebraska, former Olympian himself.
Open there with a cow hop to a Jaeger. Very nicely done.
And a reverse grip, re-grip of the bar.
It's a little bit different. Good handstand there as she winds up for the dismount. And it's a double layout and comes in short again. Has to put her hands down to save herself from falling.
So Eastern will have to count a fall on bars for the second time in as many weeks. It won despite that with a 195 total team score at Lindenwood, an NCAA regional team from a year ago. But the pressure is on throughout the rest of the lineups. Here's Bartimeo, the senior from Minnesota. Matt co-champ on this event 2 years ago, and you see why.
That was Yurchenko half, so it's a half twist less than what we've seen so far. Very nicely done, had a good body position in the air, took a small hop forward on the landing. We haven't seen any sticks yet on vault, but that was a very nice vault as far as the form in the air.
You've seen a lot of what you'd call like a pseudo stick, not a step,
Yeah.
but the small hop. For whatever reason, that always resonates, I think, better with you as a gymnast when it's the hop, not the step out.
Yeah. There's a thing called the college stick. It's when the gymnast, turns quickly and salutes and tries to disguise the landing there.
Mia Lord got a 9-8 in the leadoff spot on vault. 9-8 for Schroeder as well. It was a 9-1 in the leadoff spot for Harris for Eastern Michigan. And now Kara Roberts.
We really need Kara to get them back on track here. And I think if anyone can do it, Kara is a good one. She's been really consistent on this event all season. She's a good bar worker. Just needs to stay focused. Opens with a Ginger to an overshoot. Very nicely done. Keeps her legs glued together. Came up a little bit short on that handstand. And a strong finish. That'll hopefully get EMU back on track.
Yeah, it looked like that handstand was probably in the 20-degree off range. You get a little bit of leeway, but other than that, and the hop at the end.
Yep, that's a 10th for the handstand, and the step back on the landing, they'll probably take her 10th there on that too.
Tara Kaufmel out of Mesa, Arizona.
And that was a gorgeous vault. Wow, it was another one of those Yurchenko half twists. Good form in the air, a tiny hop on the landing. But good distance, and she stayed on center with the vault. Sometimes we see girls deviate to one side or the other, but she didn't do that. That was a great vault.
A powerhouse on that apparatus, capable of a 9-9. She put up last year against Ball State on the road.
Which that's pretty impressive if she was doing that vault, because that vault only starts out of a 9.95, which means the judges would have only taken a half 10th, which is pretty impressive.
Right. 9.775 from Bartimeo, right in front of Kaufmel. Hartung took a 9.075. So Harris's 9.175 will hopefully be the fifth that counts here as the Eagles go to Jada Rondu.
Jaeger into overshoot. We see that connection a lot here today.
Her handstands are awesome.
Yeah, that was a great handstand. That's exactly what the judges want to see. Double layout.
That's a stick.
That was beautiful. Wow. Absolutely gorgeous. I love the amplitude she gets on that. Keeps her legs glued together.
Jada Rondu is the stopper that Eastern Michigan needed right there just to turn the table. And look at that.
That was beautiful. Wow. I'm curious if the judges will give her the stick. It looked like her foot might have moved a tiny, tiny bit. It'll be
You
interesting.
slow anything down. Roberts had a 9.75, so that helps start to get Eastern Michigan back on track. Gabby Welch now.
A huge Yurchenko full, lots of power. I'd like to see her get a little bit more distance from the table, but as far as the height, that was about as good as it gets.
The height gets big down the back stretch of the order on vault. Cindy Lamberti, who's up next, shoots herself straight up to Diamond Head.
Typically, you want to have your best vaulters go last, and that way the scores can hopefully build. So
now Courtney Beasold, All-MAC first team and an NCAA regional performer, 19th at the regionals last year on this apparatus.
She has been so consistent on this event. She hasn't gone below a 9.8 this whole season.
As high as a 9.9.
Yeah, she did that last weekend at Lindenwood.
That's why.
Wow. Another one of those double layouts. I would say it's a stuck landing. Great way to cap off the routine for her.
That's a young woman that was about a half-tenth away from making it to the NCAA finals last year. And she will likely compete beyond the Mid-American Conference Championships again here in 2020. Be it with team or otherwise.
Yeah, if she keeps it up the way she's been doing, like I said, she hasn't gone below 9.8 this season. She's putting herself in a good position to qualify to regionals and hopefully on.
All right, here is Cindy Lamberti now, 8th in the MAC last year by average.
A little bit too much power there on that ball. Had to take a few hops back. The judges will get her for that, but it was a clean ball as far as the execution goes in the air.
The underrated thing about vaulting is controlling the power.
Yeah.
Once you're off the horse, it's getting yourself back to the ground.
Yep, you got to know how to control that power. And that was a fall there on bars for Callie Harden in the anchor position for EMU.
So 2 falls will count. And now it's damage control to make sure that Harden's score can be a countable one, with Harris already a 9-1 and Hartung the 9-0.
Yeah, I know it's probably hard to focus yourself once you've already had 2 falls before you, but you still got to go out there and finish strong because your score might as well count. So
now Rondu with a 9.85 and Beazold a 9.825. So 2 tremendous scores will help be a little bit of a Band-Aid, but Eastern will score in the 47 range on bars here. I see Beazold's 9.825 popping up. Northern Illinois just cleaning up on vault, though. Bartomeo is going to have the lowest score. They're going to drop a 9.775.
That's impressive, especially considering they didn't have any 10-0 star values. Those are some good scores. They're definitely happy with how they did there.
We do have exhibitions on both sides. Charlotte Reynolds for Eastern Michigan will take to the bars. We'll see Gabby Welch. We'll see Morgan Hooper on vault. Or at least we should. She is on the schedule, but Sam Moriali has taken his team over to the beam.
Yeah, it doesn't look like she's going to be going.
She is in the lineup on both beam and floor. So that may have been just a scratch to preserve her for her counted events. So as Northern gets itself ready for its 3rd rotation, we'll get a look at Charlotte Reynolds here. The door is open. We talk about exhibitions, creating opportunities to make it into a lineup. Here is Charlotte Reynolds' chance.
And I believe she was in the lineup last week. She was one of the ones that fouled, so this is a big moment for her to prove to the coaches that she can hit a bar routine in a competition setting. She's had a good start so far. Just needs to get this landing on her feet.
Teammates completely into it with her.
Good giant full into a double back.
That'll
and
do it.
Stuck landing. Wow, that was great.
Charlotte Reynolds is back. Saw a lot of time last year in her maiden voyage with Eastern. But that is what depth does for you. Iron sharpens iron. But Eastern Michigan will trail after the 2nd rotation, having to count the couple of falls on bars. You see by more than a full point. So Northern Illinois leads with a 9.7825. And, wow, Lamberti actually came in with a 9.75. We said Bartomeo's would be the droppable one. They got Lamberti for that big hop. Doesn't matter. You drop a 9.75, you had a good day.
Yeah, say that doesn't even matter. That was an impressive vault rotation for sure.
So Northern Illinois winds up on vault with a 4.9 even. That is the season high on vault for Northern Illinois after they went 4.8825, a season high on bars as well. Northern Illinois is staring down the barrel of its best performance of the year, coming off its best performance of the year. Eastern Michigan, Hardens is actually the drop scorer, so they count the 9-1 and the 9-0 off the top. And now you've got to go to the event on beam. I said Northern was going to beam. They're on the road. You have to go over to beam, which is the hardest event. Sometimes mentally, you've got to refocus yourself big time here for the Eagles. That's what's next on tap for Katie Menesola's club. Rotation 3 when we return here to Ypsilanti.
I'm super thankful I've gotten to know Meg over these past 2 years. She really has been a great role model in and outside of the gym. She's one of the hardest workers I know and truly never gives up. She is not only a great athlete but an amazing student, and I know she will be an amazing physical therapist, and she's going to be on to bigger and better things.
Meg is the type of person that always comes into the gym every day, ready to work hard, and she just always wants to put in extra reps and just always tries to get better, and we're really going to miss having her good, strong work ethic on the team too, so we'll miss you, Meg.
Zaria has only been here for a year, but she has made a great impact on our team. She tore her Achilles and she's coming back in the gym, and she's been working really hard. She's a great role model for all of us in the gym.
Since the moment Zaria came onto this team, she's made such an impact with her leadership, and it's just been so amazing that she was able to decide to come here and come back through her injury, and it's so amazing to see how much improvement she's made through her injury, and I can't wait to see the contribution she makes on this team and what she does in the future.
Funny story about how me and Emily met and kind of our first interaction together was we were at Nationals her senior year, my junior year, and I just committed to the team, and so I see her and I was like, okay, I know she's gonna be my teammate, and I walked up to her and I was like, hi, I'm Bree, and it was like super awkward and I really didn't think she'd like me. We had like a 5-second conversation. I walked away and I was like, oh gosh, I'm gonna go to school and she's not gonna like me. And it's just kind of funny though, because over the past 4 years, like, now we're best friends, and I'm so thankful for that, and it's just really funny to see how our relationship has grown, and now we're roommates, and I'm very sad that she's graduating, and I don't know what I'm going to do without her next year.
Emily has really put a fuel in my fire this year to step up, and she's really put the trust in me and told me that I am able and good enough to compete this year, and she's always there for me, cheering me on in my floor routines, and I really appreciate her and everything she does, and the way she leads this team is so amazing, and Emily has a bright future ahead of her.
When I think of Emily, and I can guarantee you everybody on this team thinks this too, that she is just such a leader and a role model for all of us, like inside the gym, outside the gym. She is there for everyone, and her work ethic to get her where she is now is just amazing and unbelievable, and I know everyone on this team strives to be just like her and really looks up to her for that, and I know that I want to be more like Emily in that and just take her leadership abilities that she's done over the last 4 years that she's been here and take that into my senior year, and I just know that we're all very thankful for the person she's been in the gym as our teammate and just such an amazing hard worker.
It's been so amazing knowing Ella these past 2 years. I can't believe she's a senior, but I know she'll still like support us and come to things even though she'll have been graduated. And like I'm the first in line when we sit at meets, and she'll always come and sit in front of me, and I just love having her there. She's so supportive, and she really has a big impact on all of us, and it's amazing to know that someone is always there looking up to you and wants to be in your position, and it's just another reason to do gymnastics.
I was so fortunate to get to know Ella these past 2 years, and I'm so excited for her and her future, and because she deserves everything in the world. She's one of the happiest girls I know, despite everything she goes through. I know that she's going to make it really far in life.
I love having her here and her family and going to her house, and I really hope we can still do that even though she's graduating.
I know she'll always be a part of our team, and she'll always have an impact on all of us, and we had an impact on her, and that's just one of the greatest things. So, love you, Ella.
Yes, we know it is February 7th, but it is senior night tonight here for Eastern Michigan, their final home meet of the year. And the third rotation for the Eagles is on beam. This is Michaela Stuckey.
A little bit of a bobble on the full turn to start her routine, but solid there on her series. She's been fighting to get into this lineup spot, exhibitioned a few times and hit her routine, and she was put in last week for the first time, I believe, and got a 9.825.
It was phenomenal last week.
Yeah.
Eastern on beam last week put up as a team a 4.9225, and if that seems high, it's their best score on beam since 2017. And they're off to another great start tonight.
Great finish. She ended there with a side aerial into a tucked full. Got the stuck landing.
Shannon Gregory will be second. Caitlin Sattler back in the lineup against Lindenwood last time out for Eastern. She had been pulled from the lineup after she fell against Central Michigan. Earned her way back in. I mean, You set that kind of a bar, your best score in 3 years. That is what Katie Minnesota told us her team is capable of, and she's going to want to see that each time out. Now Morgan Hooper leads off on floor.
Opened up with a double tuck. Just a step back on the landing.
Been dealing with a calf strain this season, so she hasn't competed all around as much as you would have thought, or Sam Moriali would have hoped. Was supposed to exhibition vault tonight, was a late scratch there, so some focus for her on her remaining events here on floor and also over on the beam. Season high 9.85 on the floor for Hooper.
She looks like she's having fun out there.
These are all 90-second routines. Gymnasts select their own music. There are no words. And we'll see 3 passes, sometimes 2, usually 3 for each of these gymnasts across the floor.
And she finishes with a double pike, a great landing, and a good start for NIU on the floor.
Northern has already put up season bests on vault and on bars. Eastern Michigan off of that season best on beam. Second up is Shannon Gregory.
She can be really great on this event. She started the season with a 9.825, which is really impressive. And she does a beat jump into a sheep jump. That's difficult because she takes her eyes off the beam and she tilts her head back.
Shannon came here as a beam expert all the way from Edison, New Jersey. Went to J.P. Stevens High School, where she actually founded the gymnastics team. But was the state champ in New Jersey with a 9.8, which at the high school level,
pretty impressive.
Yeah, you'll take that. The high-level skills you see in some of these routines, you talked about the sheep jump, the tick-tock, that little back and forth motion she just did.
Yeah, and that's just for looks. You know, it's not really worth anything, but just something fun to put into her routine. Finished there with the 1.5 off the end of the beam. Was a little under-rotated, had to take a step back.
Northern Illinois on the floor with Hooper and then Brooklyn Sears, who, like Hooper, has competed all around this year, is not tonight. Sam Moriali called her a rock star, though. Could be, he told us, the freshman of the year in the Mid-American Conference, and her scores indicate that. 9.8 is her season high on floor, 9.8 on bars.
Opens with a clean double pike. Gymnasts are allowed to take a step back on their landing like she did, as long as it's controlled. So by control, you're allowed to step back, but your front foot should stay planted on the floor. She did a good job there.
She's the daughter of 2 gymnastics coaches.
1.5 through the punch front. Solid.
Also an art major, and she plays the violin. So,
oh, how cool.
Take that to the bank.
It's been a really solid routine so far. Just wants to get this last pass to her feet.
Sam Moriali calls her Captain Marvel sometimes, and some huge height on that final pass.
She had just down a little bit on the landing. The judges can take for that, but this should be a good score. It was a great routine.
She and her coach are both big comic book nerds. They can connect on that. Now Dobronics, the senior on her senior night with her beam routine, following a 9.625. So even with the little balance check and the step on the dismount, still a 9.625 for Gregory.
She does a triple series here. Was a little bit off balance, but kept her composure and centered herself back on the beam.
struggled a couple of weeks ago, put up a 9-1.
Very uncharacteristic for her. She's
Right.
usually a rock solid competitor.
But had a huge bounce back with a 9.875 in the win at Lindenwood last week.
Yeah, what a way to come back with a big score like that.
And just watch the showmanship, the way she moves on the beam.
She looks confident up there. Finishes with a small hop on the landing, but a hit routine.
That all goes toward your score on beam. We always talk about wanting to have fun on floor. You have to have fun on beam as well, and that's easier said than done because so many times you get sucked into the focus of staying on a 4-inch beam 4 feet off the ground.
But I believe there's some evidence that shows that when you smile, you actually feel more confident. It radiates through your body, so it looks like it worked there for Emily Debronix.
I feel like I need to read some more of those books.
I got all the self-help books.
Gabby Welch now on floor. She had a 9.825 on vaults, and look at the power.
Wow. Double layout to open. That's an E-value element. She stuck the landing. Wow. I mentioned that the gymnasts are allowed to take a step back. She didn't need to do that at all. She just stuck it with 2 feet.
She plays guitar in her free time. You think she and Sears ever jam?
They should if they don't.
The old guitar violin band.
They should record a video, post it on social media so we can all see it.
On this day and age, become a thing that way. Second pass.
Half twist into a punch front. Clean.
You almost set the bar so high when you nail the first pass the way she did at that difficulty.
Yeah, and it kind of puts the pressure on you a little bit too. You want to finish strong because it can be a big score once you nail the first pass like she did.
Hooper with a 9.725, Sears a 9.775. And she nails the third one.
Nice controlled landing there on that double pike. Great routine. That's going to be a big score.
That's going to be a season high score because it was 9.625.
It'll go over that for sure. If it's not, I'm out of here.
Sam Morreale is trying to figure out where that's been all year. This is Bree Price.
I absolutely love Bree on this event. She's such a beautiful gymnast, has great toe point. That was a front toss into a back handspring step out. Very solid. Bree was a competitive dancer in addition to doing gymnastics when she was younger. You can see that here in her nice lines. And that is an illusion turn, a very difficult element. It's an E-value dance skill here on beam, and she did it beautifully. She looks comfortable up there. Has a great routine going so far, just the dismount. And a stuck landing. Wow, that was excellent. Got to get a t-shirt in the audience for that one.
Follows the 9.825 of Debronix. Right now, Gregory's 9.625 is the droppable score for Eastern Michigan, and that means you're on track for a good night. Allison Richardson on floor for Northern Illinois. Her goal is to become a neonatal nurse in her final season, her final year of college. As a junior, did not practice ever on Tuesdays because of her academic schedule. And then on Wednesdays, this is just Northern Illinois as a team. So many different student athletes in a variety of different majors, and this goes across the board, but they would have practices at 10:30, 11:30, 1, and 4. And depending on how your academic schedule worked out, that's when you would show up. And we talk about neonatal nursing, clinicals, that can get into a lot of practice time, and she has been an all-around competitor over the course of her career.
I'm always so impressed by these girls, how they can balance not only their gymnastics, but their academics. They're student athletes, so they got to balance it both, and so it's impressive. I don't know if I could do that.
Sometimes gymnastics becomes the release.
Yeah.
With as much stress as can come with it.
That was a 1.5 to a punch front. Was a little bit under rotated. but kept it on her feet. Looks like she's having lots of fun out there. This is the one event where you can really kind of let loose and have fun.
Unless you're Simone Biles on the vault and you do ridiculous things on Instagram.
Yeah, that Yurchenko double pike. Absolute insanity.
Now, in fairness, she didn't land it.
I think she could, though, honestly. Well, let's not test her. She might she might do it.
Landed into a resi if you want to go look it up on Instagram. 9.85 for Richardson on the floor at the MAC Championships last year. She has been a queen of this event for Northern Illinois and another fantastic routine. Now Caitlin Sattler, Eastern wasting no time, hopping right up on the beam. Sattler back in the lineup last week after she was pulled 2 weeks ago because of the depth. Eastern can go 9 deep on the balance beam, but she is one of the best, and that's why just a slight balance check. It's so close on that triple flight.
Yeah, that was really impressive, and she's such a good beam worker. She started the season with a 9.875. That's her career high. She actually got that last weekend, too, so when she hits, she's capable of bringing in huge scores. Nice positions there on her jumps. And that was a full turn. She kind of over-rotated it a little bit. She's got just the dismount left. She just needs to stay focused, stay calm, not get ahead of herself. She's going to do a double twist. She does a good job here of keeping her legs together and gets the stuck landing. I love that she keeps her chest up on the landing. That's something that the judges are really going to appreciate. She's a great twister. Here's another look at the dismount. See, she keeps her legs together, toes pointed. She doesn't cross her feet at all in the air or bend her knees. That's excellent. That's exactly what the judges want to see.
Follows a 9.875 from Bree Price. And back to the floor.
I believe this is Tara Kaufman.
You are correct. She's competed, air quotes, all around 4 times this year. But has exhibitioned 3 times.
Very clean double pike to start. Had a nice controlled landing. NIU is looking good today.
This is where she's been best. Has won twice on floor this season with a pair of 9.9s.
Gorgeous position there on those leaps. Legs completely extended, toes pointed.
Welch, by the way, we said was going to get a huge score. 9.775.
I mean, it's a good score, but I would have liked to see it be a little bit higher, maybe. One more pass to get to her feet. It's been a good routine so far.
Such a critical piece of Northern Illinois' Mid-American Conference Championship team a year ago.
Great finish, double back, beautiful landing. Excellent routine.
Huskies will be in the thick of it again here in 2020. It's their first crown ever last year.
Yeah, today they're showing that it wasn't a fluke. They're right up there with the best.
Eastern Michigan certainly has a case to be made. 4 teams have won in the last 5 years. Eastern Michigan, the only team to repeat in that stretch. Eagles would like to get back to that level here.
This is Jada Rondu up on the beam. We've seen a couple of triple series here on beam for EMU. She's going to do another one. Backhand turn, backhand spring, layout, step out.
Beautiful.
Solid. The key to beam is keeping your hips square. You want to take off, center of the beam, and if you can do that, you'll stay on.
There is a presence. You talked about smiling gives you confidence. The way that Jada carries herself up there.
Yeah, she looks confident, and it's like she owns the beam.
May as well be a 10-inch beam. Always known for the sticks and a little.
There's yeah, tiny hop for her, but that was still a great routine. It should be a good score for EMU.
Jinxed it. Eastern as a team is 36th nationally right now. They are ranked better than Northern Illinois this season, but third in the Mid-American Conference. Central Michigan is the highest, then Kent State. It's going to be a really competitive league as we really come down the backstretch of conference play through February. This is Amanda Bartimio.
And she opens with another double layout. That was great. It's really impressive that NIU is really bringing the difficulty.
Now, Northern's known as a floor program. Northern and Ball State are two really strong floor programs in the Mid-American Conference. Eastern's kind of been a beam team in recent years.
Yeah, every team's got their strengths. And you can tell this is definitely one of NIU's.
And they set the school record 3 times on floor last season. Bartimio was in those lineups.
She's having herself quite the routine here so far. Got 2 passes on her feet, looking for one more.
Northern is on pace for a season-high score, already best on vault and bars. No letdown on floor.
Finishes with a double tuck and a death drop.
And the way that she did that, that is I just nailed this. Watch me finish it off.
Yeah, I'm about to get a big score right there.
And now an exhibition spot for Eastern Michigan with Megan Benzie. This is her senior day routine.
Posted on Instagram the other day that she's going to have knee surgery in about a week, so she's enjoying her final moments as a gymnast. It's been a long road for her.
Can we talk about the fact that she's going to have knee surgery and is on the beam right now?
I know, it's crazy.
Now, obviously, not at risk of doing any further damage to herself, but just gritting it out because, hey, I love this and I want to do it one more time.
Right. Oh, and she's off on the side area, but you know, just for her to be up there on the beam right now, getting one more routine out there in her home arena.
Exercise science major has dealt with injuries throughout the course of her career after contributing as a freshman on the floor.
Gainer layout off the side to finish. Not the routine she wanted, but you know, it's just about going out there and enjoying the moment.
You can see the emotion on the face. It says it all.
Yeah, gymnastics doesn't last forever, and she's definitely emotional.
I think Sattler has solidified herself back in the lineup, by the way.
Yeah, that's a new career high, 9.9, and you see the 9.875 for Rondu. Those are some big scores there to round things out for EMU on beam.
I mean, just look at the back 4. Nothing shy of a 9.8, and Gregory's 9.6 is going to be the drop.
Yeah, they came on strong here on beam. I believe that 9.875 for Bree is a career high too.
It is by a full tenth.
So what a way to come back. You know, they started out rough on bars in the rotation before, but man, they battled back on beam.
And it comes in at a 49.225. So Eastern Michigan, for the second week in a row, has posted its best score on balance beam since 2017, in 4 years. They did it twice in 2 weeks.
It's impressive.
Okay. Northern Illinois also impressive, though, on the floor, a 4.8975. So the trend continues. Northern Illinois has posted a season-best score on vault, on bars, and on floor. Its season-best on beam is a 4.895. If you stay on the thing, that is plenty in reach. And Northern Illinois is looking at its highest total of the year with 1 apparatus to go.
Yeah, they're looking to get to regionals this year for the first time in program history, so they need a performance like they're having tonight.
Yeah, that's the finishing thing. We'll touch on that as we get into the beam. Northern Illinois won the Mid-American Conference last year. It did not make it to an NCAA regional. There's no auto bids like you would see in other sports. You win the conference, your scores still have to be good enough. We'll touch on that when we return. Northern Illinois has itself a lead on the road, but really good nights so far for both schools here in Ypsilanti. And Eastern Michigan could post season best scores tonight, coming off of season best scores their last time out. And Northern Illinois actually has an outside chance of hitting a 196 tonight. They would need a 49-2 on the beam, which would be their best on any apparatus at any meet by 0.2 this year, but it is certainly doable so far tonight. Take a look at Northern Illinois' quad coming up from here. Then has Ball State on March 1st back in conference play and at Bowling Green, a conference matchup. Illinois State competes in the MIC. Non-conference matchup on March 6th. Eastern Michigan from here has Ball State twice. They've got them at Georgia on the 14th. They're also competing against Georgia, who's kind of good. And then they have to go to Muncie. So that's actually a pretty hellacious 3-day schedule. And it'll be interesting to see how Katy, Minnesota balances, what lineups look like. And you're not going to compete if you don't earn it, but how do you preserve bodies competing twice in 3 days in states that are 12 hours away?
Yeah, it's going to be a big weekend for them, and they got to be smart about their lineups. If someone needs a break, that's when those depths are going to come in on those events.
12 is probably hard. 8 hours. They're going to fly, though, so it doesn't really matter.
It's still difficult, though. Georgia's a big school to be going up against.
That's an awesome...
Have to get off the plane and basically get on a bus to go to Ball State. It's going to be a busy weekend.
That's an awesome measuring stick, though, to go take on the Gym Dogs and see what you're up against.
Yeah.
I mean, they're going to be in a regional. They're going to compete to get themselves to the NCAA finals.
Yeah, Georgia is one of the top teams in the nation, and they usually have a pretty good crowd on hand, too, over there in Athens. So it would be a good experience for Eastern to compete there.
And that might be the best part of all of it. Forget the competition you're going up against, because really that is not in your mind. You're not looking at what's happening on the other apparatuses, but the energy that's going to be in that building.
Yeah, sometimes, having the big crowd can get your adrenaline going, and that's exactly what you need sometimes to get the job done.
So again, the mark is a 4.92 to crack a 196 for Northern Illinois. Catherine Biddle, who we will see for the first time tonight, leads off on beam. That's a very long night. You've got to wait around for your opportunity, but she is awesome. And a beam specialist already has put up a 9.8 this year, 9.825 at the max last season. Mia Lord is the MAC champion. She'll be in the anchor spot. So here is Catherine Biddle. That 9.8 was in the opener against Kent State, and if there's one thing I love about beam, it's unique mounts, and how about a running start?
Yeah, it's quite the way to get up on the beam. It's not something you see every day. I don't know if I could do that, just jump up on the beam like that, fall right off.
You're leaving a lot to chance there.
A little bit off on her series. Keeps it on.
A 4.8275, which is a more than attainable number. Northern should get it. Would be a season-high total team score for the Huskies.
I believe she's supposed to connect because she did a split jump into the straddle quarter. She looked like she bobbled on her first leap. Was supposed to do the connection, but she was smart and quick on her feet, and she quickly added another connection in there. So good routine.
You could see the face. You get off the beam and go, all right, we made that work.
Hey, she did it.
Bree Price leads off for Eastern Michigan. young lady who helped choreograph a lot of the routines you're going to see tonight.
Yeah, I touched on it on Beam, you know, her competitive dance background. She's a beautiful gymnast, and you can see it on the Beam, but you can also really see it here on floor.
She and Michaela Stuckey helped out a lot in the choreography. Price is more of the ballet, graceful type
contemporary style. Yeah.
Stuckey's a little more hip-hop, a little more modern.
I personally love that part, the little nuances. And she looked like she was a little bit off on that pass, but fights to keep it on her feet.
That's what separates a floor routine. The little things. It's not standing still. It's always being in motion. It's capitalizing on the dance pieces of it. And that's why Bree Price is so great here. It's how do I make a step into something more? How do I make a movement of my hands into something special?
Right, you've got to find ways to set yourself apart out there.
Like that. How do I get up in a cool way?
Isn't that so cool? I love that.
Turned herself into the Venus de Milo for a hot second.
Well, it makes her stand out, and, you know, kind of like I said, sets her apart from everyone else, and a good finish there for Bree Price.
A fantastic lead off for Eastern Michigan. Northern Illinois with Brooklyn Sears. We've seen her in 2 events already tonight.
Solid back handspring layout step out.
9.775 on the floor. She went 9.75 on the bars.
Good control there on the full turn. It's been a great routine so far. The positions on the leaps are one of the big things that the judges are looking for. They want to see the legs hit 180. She did a good job there. And finishes with a back handspring step out to a 1.5. Small hop on the landing, but, or a small step rather, but a good routine.
Now we talked about Michaela Stuckey also being a choreographer with Bree Price. The 2 of them lead off.
And Michaela actually choreographed this routine herself. It's a very fun routine. Getting some words of encouragement there from Megan Benzie.
We said she is a little bit more of the spunk is the word that Katie Minnesola used of the 2 choreographing.
The choreography styles, maybe. There you go.
Got a little bit more spice to it. Personality flies big time on floor. You're about to see why. Right off the top.
Sometimes athletes are afraid to go out there and perform and sell it to the judges in the crowd, but Michaela is an exception to that. She has no problem getting out there and having a blast with her routine. Opens with a strong double pike. One of the best landings I've seen her have so far here at EMU.
You mentioned it earlier, you are allowed that 1 step back. Still counts as a stick on your tumbling passes.
Yep, as long as the gymnast shows control. They don't want to have a step that's too big. Stop landing there.
Or you can just erase all doubt. See Sears come through with a 9.8 over on the beam for Eastern Michigan, for Northern Illinois. Everything about this routine for Stuckey is just tight.
Yeah, this has been one of the best routines she's done, tumbling-wise. Got to get this last one to her feet. There she goes, double tuck. She was a little bit soft on the landing, took a deep squat, but that was one of the best routines I've seen her do. Good for her. Love it.
9.675 for Bree Price. This should eclipse that for Stuckey. Now Zoe Schroeder, the junior out of Minnesota, out of Twin City Twisters, where she was a club teammate of some young lady named Maggie Nichols, who, wow, doing some good things for a school in Oklahoma.
Yeah, Twin City Twisters is a very top program. They also had Grace McCallum, a two-time world team member.
Jessie DeZiel, and that's the elite of the elite. Maggie Nichols, by the way, is the all-around leader in the country at Oklahoma.
Good there on her leap series.
Went 9.85 at the MAC championships last year on beam. And this is the apparatus where Northern Illinois clinched its first ever MAC championship. It came from behind against Central Michigan on beam.
Strong routine and a good finish. Little hop on the landing. But yeah, they're really coming on strong today. Very impressed with what I've seen so far from them.
And again, it's not the highest number in the world to get to a season high. Northern Illinois only needs a 4.8275 to put up its best overall number of the season. That is well within reach and well on their way to it.
Very doable.
Caitlin Sattler is on the floor.
Oh, and it's a shame there on the first pass. She had to sit it down, but you know, I mentioned on beam that she's a really clean twister. You could see it there on that first pass, 2.5 twist, very clean form. Just couldn't get it to her feet.
Put up a 9.85 last week, tied for first.
Yeah, she killed it last week. The 9.85 on floor and the 9.875 on beam.
And sat down the second one as well.
You know, it's hard once you have a fall at the beginning of the routine to put it behind you and keep going on.
She's got a different tumbling style as well. She is more of a twister. She's a longer, taller gymnast, long legs. Not that that makes it more or less difficult coming down, but
I think historically taller gymnasts tend to do better when they're twisting. They don't tend to flip backward as easier as they can twist. And a strong finish. Not the routine she wanted, but she'll go home and she'll work on it, and she'll be back out there next week, I'm sure, and have a much better routine.
And certainly has already laid down this year what she's capable of doing. We talked about the 9.85 last week.
Yeah, the potential is there for sure. She just gotta work on her confidence a little bit.
Mentioned Jessie DeZiel from Twin City Twisters when Schroeder was up there. Went to Nebraska collegiately, where this young lady is from, Morgan Hooper.
And an interesting series. She does layout, step out, layout, step out. You don't see that very often. And then this here too, that's called a wolf turn. You see that more on the elite side of things. You don't see it very often here in college, but she did a great job on it.
You have to do a full turn. They don't tell you how.
Right.
So when you up the difficulty like that, and we talked about the illusion turn when Eastern Michigan was on the beam, not literally, but like bonus points come with that. Well, I guess, yeah, literally, when you can execute at that high of a level.
Yeah, it's difficult, and you know, I've said it before, anything you can do to set yourself apart from the rest of the gymnasts. And she had a great routine there, small hop on the landing, but a unique routine, very, very cool.
(9.8) for Sears, 9.625 for Biddle in the leadoff spot on the beam for Northern Illinois. So well on their way to what they hope is a season best score as Kara Roberts sets up on floor where she has a 9.825 as a career high.
Yeah, she seems to be getting better and better each week, beating her own personal best. You can tell she's working hard, and it really shows out there on the competition floor.
Eastern had a 4.91 last week. Its season best on floor. put up season bests on vault, beam, and floor at Lindenwood.
Opens with a double pike, had her chest down. The judges will get her there on that landing. Kind of hopped out of it.
Roberts is a first-year sophomore, redshirted last season after an injury. So a long future in front of her. Not all around today, has competed all around. And it's funny, actually, I just had this hunch. I went and looked. The Mid-American Conference, top 10 all-arounders, 7 of them are freshmen. That includes Kara Roberts.
That's
She's
incredible.
7th in the league.
Yeah, she has a lot of potential. I know that Coach Minnesota has high hopes for her. And it's not easy to come back from an Achilles injury, but she's been impressive so far and it's not disappointing.
.985 on that last routine for Hooper. Popped up on the bottom of your screen. And a good routine for Roberts. Now it's a little skewed because Danielle Pedrick is the best all-arounder in the Mid-American Conference. She is not a freshman, but there is just so much youth in this league, top to bottom.
And that's a good thing for the years ahead to have so much potential coming up. Really strong series there.
This is Allison Richardson, who sets the table for Mia Lord, the reigning beam champion in the Mid-American Conference.
Next goes a front toss. Very nicely done. NIU looks so confident on beam.
I mean, it won him a title. Sim Morreale said by the 4th routine on beam he was crying last year because he knew the MAC championship was heading to DeKalb. And about a stuff this one.
Strong finish, yeah. Maybe a tiny movement on the feet. But a really, really good routine. That's going to be another big score for them.
Jada Rondeau in the 5th of 6 spots here for Eastern Michigan. 9.825 is her season high. She is a dancer by trade. She loves this part of gymnastics.
Opens with a double tuck. A big step back on landing. I talked about the controlled landing. That wasn't quite as controlled as it could be. One and a half to punch front. Looks like her feet slid a little bit, but she did a good job of keeping it on her feet.
A little under-rotated.
Yeah.
Jada is the only actual all-arounder tonight on either team. 9.7, 7.5 on vault, 8.5 on bars, 8.75 on beam. It's been a very good night for her.
Yeah, it's unfortunate that EMU is losing such a strong gymnast like Emily DeBronex, but having Jada Rondeau for another year is going to bode well for Eastern. Strong finish. Should be a good score there for Jada.
Keep talking about the night Northern has had. Eastern season best on beam, following it up well on floor.
Score for Allison Richardson was at a 9.9.
And a press handstand mount for Mia Lord.
Very unique, showing off both her strength and flexibility.
That'll win you a MAC title. The reigning champion, 2nd team All-MAC last year, went to an NCAA regional.
Very impressive front aerial to back handspring layout step out. It's a very impressive connection there. You see that a lot in the elite world.
Comes from DeVos Gymnastics on the north side of Indianapolis.
That gym produced 2008 Olympian Samantha Pezic.
And her sister, who competed at Western Michigan.
This has been a really great routine. Just needs to get this dismount.
And she does.
Double twist. Wow, that was gorgeous. Chest up on the landing. Did not move her feet. That's going to be a big score. The team is so excited, as they should be.
That's a big celebration for a big score.
Get another look at that dismount. It's worth a second look. Double twist. Boom. Gets the landing. They are on fire today.
From the mount to sticking without a balance check of any kind on the triple flight.
That might be the routine of the night, at least for me.
Without a doubt. Eastern's going to have a season-high score here tonight as we go to Emily Dubronix competing for the final time here at the Convocation Center.
Strong, double pike to open. Punch front, front full, another solid landing. She's just so reliable. Each time she goes out there, it's just a matter of if she's going to be good or great, honestly, because she almost always hits.
Well, Mia Lord is the reigning beam champion in MAC. You're looking at one of the reigning floor champions. She tied last year with a 9-9. And a 9-9 for Mia Lord. See if Dubronix can't equal that again here tonight.
She'd love to do that on senior night. She's looking good so far. Just got one more pass. Gotta stay in the zone here. She's looking right at the judges. I love that.
Everything with a purpose.
Here she goes. Last pass. Double tuck. And a great landing. Wow. That's going to be a big score for Dubronix.
Mia Lord's challenge is answered by Emily Dubronix. Phenomenal anchor routines by both these squads on rotation 4. And back to Northern Illinois in an exhibition spot. This is Tara Kaufmel. Who we've seen compete tonight on vault with a 9-8.
Off on her series.
By the way, we said it might be hard to get to a 196. 492 was the number that Northern Illinois needed to hit. Take a glance to that bottom right corner of your screen. They blew it out of the water.
Yeah, they had a big day, and they're showing the world that they're still in it, and they're going to be fighting again this season for that MAC title. CMU is the favorites coming in, but NIU is keeping themselves in the conversation for sure. And the good thing with that score, too, is that now they can count the score that they had last weekend, so it was a season best. Obviously, this score is much, much higher than they did last week, but...
And coming on the road is no small feat because you have to count 3 road scores.
Yep.
You can't just be great at home once the RQS tabulations come out. Back over to the floor, an exhibition here on senior night for Megan Benson.
A double tuck chest down. But we mentioned it on beam. This is really just about her going out there and soaking in the moment and enjoying. This is the end of her career, so just wants to enjoy this moment, take it all in.
She talked about it on Instagram, will undergo knee surgery.
She's got to get a couple more routines in before that surgery.
Looks like a true gymnast. Literally having to peel her off the floor.
Yeah.
And kudos to Katie Minnesola for giving her seniors the spotlight here. Closing senior night. Now it's just the way the lineup works, but
it's a good way to end things. You know, you want the spotlight to be on the seniors. This is their night, so it's a good way to end things.
Eastern will come up short of a season best, but it is a 194.375. That is third best this year for Eastern.
It's not a bad score, and you know, it's definitely not what they wanted, but.
And honestly, the bars for the second week in a row is the one thing. So if you get back in the gym and you work it, you're going to look at those floor results. Dobronics with a 9.85 on floor. You get back in there and you work it, you're going to go down to Athens next week. And then right after that, go to Muncie. So compete twice in 3 days. You'll have an opportunity to make up for it. But great numbers on the floor for Eastern Michigan tonight. 4.875, 4.9225. Again, put up the best number in 3 years for 2 consecutive weeks on the beam. To finish it out on senior night, this is Zaria Lewis, the transfer from Missouri. Grad transfer, competed at the SEC championships for the Tigers, has dealt with injuries here in Achilles. And Katie Minnesola told us she could still help this team this year.
Yeah, I know they're really wanting her on vault and possibly even here on floor. Doing a watered down routine, like we said with Megan Benzie. It's just kind of about getting out there and performing on senior night for her. Still working her way back, but definitely has the potential to be in a lineup maybe later this season. That's definitely the goal, at least.
And one of the things about gymnastics, if you get it good in the gym and come March 21st, you're ready, they can put you out there at the Mid-American Conference Championships. Go get it in Kalamazoo.
And it's, you know, good that she has the experience competing at a school like Missouri, an SEC school. They get bigger crowds out there usually, and it'd be nice to see her competing here for EMU. I'm sure they'd love to have someone with her experience in their lineups.
Somebody that earned it, Zaria Lewis, was a walk-on in Columbia. Thought she'd be a D2, D3 gymnast out of high school. Was given that opportunity and ran with it.
A little bit funky there on the last pass, but I know she's working hard in the gym, and she'll get there eventually.
And a senior night exhibition routine for Zaria Lewis is in the books. Scores are final in the bottom right-hand corner of your screen. Northern does hit 196. Sam Moriali's team comes on the road and gets a score. It will count. It's not a fact. I just know it's true. It's one of those things. That will be a number that is counted in Northern Illinois' RQS. If I'm wrong, I'll eat that plate of crow at the end of the season. But
well, it depends on what they do later in the season. They have to top this score in order to keep that one.
100%. Well, they'd have to beat it 3 times.
We're speaking it into existence.
196-125. Northern Illinois gets the win on the road. That's a tremendous W for a team that wants to make an NCAA regional still. It won the MAC last year, but it didn't have a good enough score. 39th in the country. Top 36 go to a regional, so that is still the carrot on a stick dangling in front of Sam Moriali's club. One step closer here tonight. Take a timeout. We'll put the wraps on this one when we return. It's a W for NIU on the road tonight in Ypsi. It's a 196-125 for the Northern Illinois Huskies on the road tonight in Ypsilanti. NIU puts up season best scores across the board. Tremendous job for Sam Moriali's young ladies as they beat Eastern Michigan on the road. Welcome you back down here on the floor at the Convocation Center. Ashley Bueller, Joel Godette, glad to have you along with us. We said it was doable for Northern Illinois to get to a 196 tonight going onto the beam. They needed a 492. They got a 4.9325. That is the 15th best balance beam score in the country this year. What?
They crushed it. Yeah, they had a job to do, and they came out here and did it. And they're showing the whole world that they're in contention for not only repeating that MAC title at the end of the season, but even a trip to regionals. That's what they have in mind, and a performance like they had today. That's going to get them there, I think.
The MAC champions last year, but 39th in the country, top 36, go to a regional, so that goal is still out there for Northern Illinois. It will hinge a lot on the success of Morgan Hooper. Did not compete all around tonight. She competed in 3 events, did not vault, but she was great in the ones she did.
Yeah, she's a tremendous bar worker. Scored a 9.85 there. A lot of potential here with her. A few little things to clean up, but like I said, lots of potential and someone that they can count on. She's a consistent scorer for NIU.
9.85, 9.725, and a 9.775 are the 3 scores for Morgan Hooper here tonight. Gabby Welch wins on the vault. Rondu for Eastern Michigan ties with Hamp on bars. That was the lone time. Now we got to look at Natalie Hamp. The freshman crushed it. Sattler was awesome on the beam. Mia Lord, the defending champion. Somewhere they found a 10. I don't know.
They always do.
Dobronics and Kaufmel win on floor. Emily Dobronics on senior night is victorious on floor. Eastern Michigan, Jada Rondu competed all around. How about a 3.925? You'll take that any day of the week. Wins vault and bars for her team, and then again Dobronics on senior night takes her team's and the Knights' floor crown. Northern Illinois said Welch and Hamp. Saw Lord and Richardson, and then Kaufmel had their best score on the floor with a 9.85, just shy of her season high 9.9. Kaufmel has now won floor 3 times this season. So the Huskies come on the road and get a score they will want to count in their RQS. So 196-125, that is, unless they can continue to best it when they go to the North Carolina State Quad next time out. Eastern Michigan, with that, has finished its home schedule for the year. The Eagles, with a good night, they'll look to build on it, going to Georgia next. For Ashley Bueller and the rest of our crew, my name is Joel Gadet. To watch a replay of this and other games on our ESPN family of networks, head to Watch ESPN or the ESPN app. Good night from Ypsilanti.